it spreads to the front. At odd intervals, an actor, there is no better description for his role, mimes the words of the song. Often, the songs are based on well-known myths. For example, one tells of an old woman who, in imitating a molting crayfish, changes her skin in the hope of regaining lost youth. Strangely, on an isolated island in the South Pacific, where Western influence stretches only as far as the odd T-shirt and transistor radio, modern themes are used too, such as fixing a car, carpentry and European-style boxing. At the end of a series of mimes, the dancers turn and turn about, retracing their steps and kicking up the ubiquitous dust. They cover the whole arena in this way before taking their leave. The visitors have made their presentation. Now it is up to the hosts to follow suit. You don't need a seat in the trees to know that something is in the air. There is an announcement to that effect, in traditional island style. The host group march proudly onto the scene. In reply to the toka dance by the visitors, they will shortly perform their dance, called the now. This is their moment of glory. But the pole they are carrying suggests another ritual must first be performed. The long ceremonial pole, the queria, is constructed from the central ribs of cocoa leaves, which are then strung together. It is topped with black and white chicken feathers. It signifies an historic event is about to take place. By supporting the pole with their bundles of bamboo reeds, the host dancers demonstrate their allegiance. There is an electrifying effect on those not directly involved. Everyone from dancers to spectators throng onto the arena. Enthusiastic women find the strength to show their approval. What is going on? Well, out of sight, under this tower of bamboo, a young man is about to take on a great responsibility. This is a symbolic act. And for the host village, a new era is about to begin. As this unique ceremony builds to a climax, the arena becomes one large mass of people, giving support vocally and otherwise. It is time for them to clear the stage to the drumming of the women's bags. In a shuffling movement, the tower turns and power changes hands. Hidden from view still, the young man has become chief of the host village. His father has relinquished his rule. In years to come, the decision whether or not to stage future Nikoyas will rest with his son. This was an act of proclamation. And with the removal of the queria, the coronation is over. It's back to the energetic business of dancing. The host groups swing into the now typical stamping of feet to set the rhythm. The bundles of reeds rattle out their tune too. This dance, the now, is not dissimilar in form to the toka. The costumes appear similar too. To the foreign eye, all that's different are the props that are used. Without apparent warning, one of the dancers dashes out and cuts a path through the onlookers. He runs in the direction of the visiting group's home. These runs are timed to coincide with the songs being sung by the dancers. They tell the story of how before the festival, a runner was sent off to check that the visitors did indeed have the number of pigs they had promised to supply. The banging of upended reeds on the ground heralds the start of another dance set. During these dances, those who have already displayed their expertise look on closely. So do the wives and daughters of the performers. From late evening through the night and early morning, the sound of dancing, unique even in this part of the world, is echoed through the Tanna Highlands. The host group and their allies have the final dance to perform. It is called the Kasasiva. For this dance, the islanders, many of them young men, brandish wooden weapons carved in the shape of scimitars or swords. There has been dancing on this clearing, no bigger than a large football field, for almost 12 hours. Seemingly, the number of spectators has increased. Under the continual pounding of feet, the earth has become powder, rising up as dust. As the dance ceremonies near completion, other dancers clown around, and to the delight of the audience, they ape the mimes just performed. The dancing finished, the dust settled, movement slows. Time for reflection, perhaps. The festival is far from over. There are more serious things to come. The giving and receiving of gifts is the basis on which the Nikaya is founded. It is a custom performed with formality, an agreed exchange whereby the donor expects and gets an equivalent gift in return. This ceremony involves the exchange of lap-lap. In one long line, the visiting dancers come forward.